It's funny, on the morning show we were talking about Charlie Sheen. He's coming to town on April 26th. I've got his mom here. Who would have thought? Holland Taylor, welcome to our little office here.
Well, here we are.
And I'm telling you what, we talked about, I know you're the youngest of 3 girls.
Yes.
We were talking about the components of the happiest, most tranquil family, a mom, a dad, and 2 girls.
Yes.
Yet your parents had to deal with 3 girls.
Yes, it was a
you
nightmare.
were the youngest, but let me ask you this. We got an email from a listener who said, my youngest attacks life with reckless abandon. She's a risk taker with a scrappy personality. She's a fighter for the moral imperative.
Where did you find my mother?
Isn't that funny? I knew it. I could just tell.
My mother wrote that.
We have
From the
enjoyed.
beyond.
We've enjoyed watching you on 2.5 Men, and now you've moved into Texas territory.
Yes.
Because you're doing a one-woman show on our governor, Ann Richards.
On
What
your
a woman!
beloved governor. What a woman indeed, and she was a great Texas woman, a great American, but really, she's a great person, and that's her personhood, her persona, is what I went in search of. Of course, I had to research her actual life and her history, and I got to know her closest friends, who were often also her closest aides in her administration. But it was the qualities, the inner qualities that made people so nuts about her, including me, that I wanted to explore. Because when she died so young, I thought we need to have an echo at least.
Isn't that a great way? I like that.
Of her voice in the American scene, because I personally felt so bereft that star who had always been in my heavens, and I thought I was always going to hear what Ann Richards had to say about things. And because she had a big presence in New York, and I'd watch her on Politically Incorrect or on Larry King, and when she was gone, I thought, no, the way children do, no,
Right.
no.
She's only
no.
73.
Oh, just 73,
Yep.
which is sort of ridiculous,
I
and
know.
so vibrant, working hard, and so for almost 4 years now, I've been working on this play. We've done it in Galveston a year ago, which they had the guts to give it its first shot. That Maureen Patton at the Grand is an amazing woman. Then we did it this December in San Antonio.
yeah.
Great success, and I'll tell you the thing that knocked me out. We didn't know what to expect. Weren't thinking what to expect. We were doing a good job putting this play up, and I just assumed that there would be lots of middle-aged people who knew her, or she was their governor. No, we had lots of young people going to the theater who maybe had never heard of her, just knew she had been a governor. And they went crazy, but they went crazy they were inspired. They were uplifted by this person, much as we all were who knew her.
Well,
I thought, my God, this translates, this transmits who she was, is carried forward by the play, which was more than I dreamed, including one 14-year-old boy who was the son of a woman who worked at the theater. He was only allowed to see the first act because he had finals the next day. And after the first act, which he laughed his head off the whole first act. It is a very funny play.
Wonderful, I know.
And then he begged his mother, couldn't he stay for the second act? She said, no, you have finals. And he said, well, are they going to make a DVD of this? He just couldn't stand that he couldn't see the rest of it. And I thought, 14-year-old boy, Texas? Never heard of her? And he can't stand being torn away from this show. I thought, And what it really tells me is, I got it right. Because that's the effect she had on anybody who met her.
Well, she was
I want more of this woman.
Well,
She's a hero.
Is there a DVD in the making?
I don't know whether they'll do that down the line. I'm not crazy about DVDs of stage shows.
Yeah.
The reason why I did a stage play was there ever anybody more suited to the live theater and to speaking directly to an audience than this woman?
Right.
Was there ever anybody who was more, alive than this woman? So she's meant for the theater, and the response of the audiences that we have show that I'm right.
Now, did you go to someone and say, this is my idea, or did they come to you and say, you'd be perfect, Holland?
Oh no, it was my idea, absolutely, but it wasn't really an idea, like a practical notion. Oh, this is what I should do. Not at all. I was really just like knocked out by a compulsion to do it. It was really a heart, an inner quest. I don't even know the right word for it, because I'd never done anything like this. I've always been a gun for hire. I've loved a lot of jobs that I've had, a lot of characters that I've played. But this is something I had to do for me. This is a heart quest.
Do you find yourself like her? Are you, as
I
a
don't
woman,
think I'm
like
at all,
her?
I don't think I'm at all like her, but I'm trying to live more like she lived, with that kind of courage, and living every day to the fullest, and knowing that it's the only day you have and you're never going to get another one. You have to just be in the present, because that's when life has lived.
Mm-hmm.
And also I suppose it's maybe made me a better person because I feel like, well, gee, Anne wouldn't do it like that.
What would Anne do?
You know,
Right.
what would Anne
What
do?
would Anne do?
What would,
Yeah.
there's a bumper sticker for you. And yeah, so it really has affected me. But I was really compelled to do this play. I didn't have any choice about it. I guess Anne picked me.
Isn't that amazing? I love
Anne made
that.
me do it.
She made you.
I really think she did. I really think she did. Kathy Bonner, who was her head of commerce and an old friend, always said that Anne was born under a special star. And
People are, you know.
I think they are,
Yeah.
and I think that our play has caught some of that starlight because we've been blessed. We're playing the Kennedy Center. For a play to go from its beginnings a mere year ago, we are booked at the Kennedy Center for a month, right before New York. We're going to be in New York next time this year.
Isn't that amazing?
Next year this time, and that's an amazing journey for a play to make that quick. You know.
Now in Houston, you're going to be. It's Verizon, April 26th.
April 21st to the 24th at the Galveston Grand.
Absolutely, back in Galveston Grand.
Galveston Grand
Okay.
there, and then in Austin for Mother's Day week, which is 2 weeks after that, the first
Wonderful.
week in May.
We'll get all the details on the blog.
And
So
then
people
Chicago
can
in November, and then Washington in December.
I know, it'd be kind of ironic if the same crowd in Chicago that saw Charlie sees you.
Well,
What an
well,
interesting.
I hope there's a plenty of them out
There
there.
probably
I
will
hope there's
be,
plenty
because
of
he's
them
done
out
really.
there.
It's pretty ironic too that you're doing a one-woman play and he's doing a one-man show.
Well, I wish him well. I mean, he's having quite an experience, and I am sure he's having a joyful one.
Yeah.
To be absolutely in contact with an audience, there's nothing more fun.
Tell us about it. We love it.
Well,
we love
yeah,
the
absolutely.
contact. We really do.
It is wonderful fun, and I did text him to remember to look up because you sometimes can't see in these great old palace theaters. You know, the balconies just stack straight up, and if the lights are very bright, you can't always see them. So you don't want to forget that they're there. You want to send some love up there.
Isn't that funny? There was one episode where he was playing this. He was singing songs for kids.
Well,
remember?
yes, the jingle writer.
The
for
jingle
kids.
writer,
Right.
and the fear was performing in front of a live audience,
Yes.
right? So he'd show up drunk, and I thought, I wonder if that's really his life, but apparently he's doing okay performing
No, I think
in front
he's
of
doing.
a live
I think he
audience.
really loves it. He's certainly not drinking. He's certainly, you know.
Yeah,
Well, is that a way to prepare for a live audience? Maybe have a little glass of wine.
I
Oh,
would.
definitely not.
Yeah.
I
No.
wouldn't. No
No.
way.
Oh no. First of all, the one-person show, you don't draw breath. You keep moving.
Right.
You must
Do you drink
drive it
coffee
through.
or tea or anything before a show?
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't usually, no, because that dehydrates you.
Okay.
No, I as a performer, I treat myself like an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
I eat extremely well. I hydrate all day long. I
Yeah.
keep the water flowing. And no, I don't drink at all when I work. I mean, I'm a social drinker, but not when I work.
Mm-hmm.
Even the night before, I have to be healthy.
Right, that's
I'm not
right.
a spring chicken anymore.
See, there's a
But
reason why she's got
I
longevity.
never ever would have even just normal glass of wine. Never. Anyway,
Yeah, no,
because
you just.
I need to keep my wits about me.
Right.
How long is the show?
It's 2 hours. It's a
Okay.
flat 2-hour play.
And
I mean,
do
it's
you-
got an intermission, obviously.
Is there anything you do? Do you do a particular workout or anything to kind of get yourself
I
going?
used to do yoga. And now I hike, but I live in California where you can hike, so I'm gonna have to go to hotel gyms and things like that. I wonder if I will.
Well, we ran the staircase for our Dana's Daily Office workouts
Well,
today,
that's
so find a
good.
staircase
That's
in a
good.
building.
I definitely need something. I definitely need to do something just to feel good.
Uh-huh.
Not
Well,
even
Galveston
have
has
to
lots
stay
of
in shape.
walking.
Yeah, Galveston is great.
So you get
Galveston
to-
is such a sweet place.
Yes.
Lord, I love it there.
Well, they're gonna love you
And
too.
it's not, there's no stress there. So even we opened the show there, but it was very, very comforting to be there to do it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
Well, we're
it's
so glad we got a chance to. When I had the
Well, lucky.
opportunity, I thought, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, we enjoy watching you in our living rooms, and now to see you in a different character. I do have to ask you though, do you find any of yourself in the character as Charlie and John Cryer's mom?
Oh, I'm much more like her than I am like Aunt Richards, because I'm just selfish.
I love that. I wish I was selfish. I want to be more
cranky.
selfish.
I've played that kind of character all my career, and I think I'm just learning how to be a little bit like that, selfish and only thinking, because it's not really my nature. And I'm always playing characters who are just saying, let them eat cake. Let them
That's
eat
gonna be
anything.
my new character. I'm gonna be selfish and cranky. Forget that sunny persona. That's a bunch of baloney. I'm out of here. Well, you're just enjoy. We'll get all the details on the blog so you guys can get your tickets and enjoy Holland Taylor as she does her one-woman show playing Ann Richards. It's gonna be an incredible performance.
Enjoy Ann Richards as she yanks Holland Taylor around.
Thanks, you guys, for watching.